This week's episode of the Living Outrageously podcast is proudly brought to you by the brand new Living Outrageously online store. To grab your samurai merchandise, go to livingoutrageously.com. Dudes, welcome to the Living Outrageously podcast. This is the show where we teach you how to stop living a boring life and start living outrageously. My name's Dave Thompson, that is Matt the freaking man Kelly, and this is the show for passionate, creative, intelligent people who want to step up and make their dent in the universe. Matt the freaking Kelly, impossible is an opinion. Dude, today, very special episode. We have a parable of sorts.
Very special episode. Very special. And I'm particularly excited, Dave, because it's one of those few very, very rare episodes where there might be another samurai joining us.
There may be. There may be. Well, there is, Matt Kelly. There is. Today we have one of the LOP's favourite samurai, Eric Svensson, who joins us he's over in California at the moment, having a fat time in the summer. And Matt Kelly, it's about time to share the topic for today. We're going to talk about the samurai and the sucker punch.
The sucker punch. Now, that sounds like a parable, a Connor the Hunter parable if I ever heard it, Dave. The samurai and the sucker punch. There you go. Because my immediate reaction is, samurais don't get sucker punched, do they?
Well, that's the challenge of the Sloth, is the Sloth comes in with the sucker punch just when you least expect it, Matt Kelly. He's just going to come up and just get you from behind. You're like, shit, I did not even see that coming. And today, Matt Kelly, we are going to share with viewers the story of the samurai and the sucker punch, and we're going to show you, actually, we're going to use Eric to the Svensson as a perfect, neat example of how to avoid the sucker punch.
We are indeed.
More on that later, Matt Kelly. More on that later. Very exciting news. The LOP merchandise store is going bananas, Matt Kelly.
Man, you know what the coolest thing ever is? The coolest thing is knowing that there are like a ridiculous number of samurai wandering around the world in their samurai uniform, just destroying Sloth. In the official certified uniform. It is amazing.
Yes, I am Man, when we saw those orders coming through, like as soon as the store opened, we were just like, oh man, this is the living end. This is so awesome.
Yeah, it's been long enough. So guess what, people? That's special pricing, Dave. Very limited time. Ends this Saturday. The 30th of June. So as of this Saturday, the pricing will go up. It will go up.
End of financial year here in Australia, so we're getting in some very special prices pre-financial year. So get your samurai gear now. livingoutrageously.com. Hit the store button in the top left corner, or it's linked up on the Facebook, any way you want it. And Matt Kelly, we're going to get that. There's that blazer there.
Ooh, the blazer.
We've got a blazer.
Yeah.
You blazer. How cool is that? I think it's unavailable at the moment, but we're going to sort that out so that it becomes available.
Yes.
Very
it is a
excited about
requirement
that.
of living that if you samurai in a blazer. So there you go.
I do like your He-Man jacket there, Matt Kelly. That's got a bit of.
This is my rock star jacket. We talk about who you are. Man, this is the rock star. I love it. I
like it. Bit of gangster going on too there. But you know who else has been gangster, Matt Kelly, is the LOP's one and only Roxanne Belzevic. Roxanne. She just did her first 10K.
Amazing.
Man, how good is that?
No, you know what? It doesn't matter how long it is. When you set a goal for yourself, when you set a goal and you're like, man, that's going to be tough, but I'm going to do it. That is awesome. When you actually push through. And I bet the Roxanne jumped in front of the Roxanne. I bet the Sloth jumped in front of Roxanne so many times. And let's just take a stab at this. It would have taken a lot of samuraiing to get through that, especially for a physical challenge like that. Man, that is so awesome. So awesome that people are setting these challenges for themselves and going out there and just destroying it every time. It's so good.
Absolutely, Matt Kelly. Your words were exactly spot on. Roxanne actually said that it was more a mental challenge than a physical challenge.
Absolutely.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Matt Kelly, let's get down to business today. I like talking about the samurai and the sucker punch. So how's this for a situation? You're just cruising about your life and you're going along, and then, as we said before, out of nowhere, it's just like holy damn, I didn't see that coming. Oh, man.
Just get blindsided.
Or you're just walking down the sidewalk one day and all of a sudden your pants just get pulled down from behind you like you're in the 4th grade.
And you had no idea it was coming. You didn't even see it.
You had no idea. Or perhaps on a more serious note, you've been married for 10 years and then you wake up and your wife looks to you and says, honey, I want a divorce. And you're just like, what?
We hear stories of that all the time, where you've done something the same over and over and over and over, and then suddenly everything changes. Everything changes like that.
Absolutely, Matt Kelly. And what Samurai is being about, okay, so let's explain why the sucker punch comes along.
Yeah.
People experience the sucker punch for one reason, and that one reason is sloth.
Yes.
That one reason is sloth. The sloth wants you just to remember we were talking about roads, how the Living Outrageously road is like this, down a mountain, round the corner, in the parachute, down in the chopper, and blah, 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 blah. It's awesome. And the other road is just the sloth road, and it's really graded and even, and you get a hot dog at the end.
Yes.
Well, that is the path the sloth wants you to go along. Well, that's where he throws you sucker punches when you're on that road. The sloth does not want you to change.
Yeah.
The sloth, and here's the killer. And here's where it gets really exciting. The sloth wants you to ignore the seasons.
Wow.
Let's say that again. The sloth wants you to ignore the seasons.
Yeah, so what you're saying here is the sloth wants your path to be as consistent, as smooth, as low risk for the sloth to make their impact. So if you're doing the same thing, like if the sloth knows that you're driving at the same pace every day, and if the sloth knows that you're not going to take any turns, and the sloth knows how frequently and how many different angles he can get you at, because you're not going to do anything unpredictable, right? You're not even aware of that there's possibility of doing anything unpredictable. You're just driving along that straight, slow, calm road, and the sloth loves that. So what are we saying here, Dave? Are we saying that if you do that, and if you ignore the signs, if you ignore the possibilities, then you're basically dramatically increasing the likelihood of being infected by sloth?
And sucker punched as a result.
Sucker punched by the sloth.
Sucker punched. Man, the sloth is evolving. He's getting more... He's getting more badass by the day.
Yeah. I didn't even know sloths could sucker punch, but as of right now, those sloths will sucker punch you, and you'll say you didn't see it coming. But guess what? You weren't watching out for the seasons.
Thank goodness for Matt Kelly and the LOP.
And Dave Thompson.
And Dave Thompson. This is awesome, Matt Kelly. This is awesome. So... We're talking about seasons. Just as in nature, how there's seasons in nature, there's a rhythm and seasons to life.
Yes.
Okay? You go through certain chapters in your life, as in business, as in relationships. I like to use an example of going fishing, Matt Kelly. I'm a fisherman. I love going fishing. In the summertime, man, it's crab season. Right? There's crabs everywhere. Like, it's prime time for catching crab. You really go... If you work hard in that summertime, you can just load up. Like, I'm talking fill your boat with sand crab and even some of the prized mud crab. That's when they come out. It's a really rich and fertile time if you work your tail out and do the right things. Okay? If you're still trying to catch sand crab and go for those prestigious mud crab in like July, which here in Brisbane is the winter time.
Yeah, it's getting pretty cold too, yeah.
Man, today was freezing. It was
man. You Americans, it is cold out here right now. It is cold.
We had a genuine cold day today, but anyway. If you're trying to catch those sand crab in winter, you're not going to get the results. You're going to keep doing the same thing, but not get the result, Matt Kelly.
Yeah, so the things that you did every day in summer, which achieved a positive result, when the season changes, suddenly doing the same things doesn't achieve the same result. And you can keep trying, You can keep trying, and I didn't get the result. Oh well, I'll try tomorrow, and I'll try again tomorrow. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm still not getting the result. I'll try again tomorrow. We've talked about this before. You do the same thing over and over again, okay, and expect a different result. Well, that's like clinically insane. Like, if you do the same thing over again, so what we're saying is, if you don't see that season and you don't see the end of summer coming, and know that if you don't change up your style, change up what you do, at least be aware that the change is coming and that the environment is going to change, then man, you're going to get sucker punched.
And you know what's great, Matt Kelly? By the way, you put that beautifully. I just want to compliment and acknowledge you, Matt Kelly. That was sensational.
I appreciate that. Yes.
And viewers will see that when we go to the little interview that we did with Ida the Sven, you will see that he has beautifully identified the season and gracefully switched gears, thus avoiding Sloth, killing Sloth, and putting to bed the sucker punch.
Yes.
We'll go to that interview in just a second, Matt Kelly. Well, why not now?
All right. Are you ready, people? Are you ready? Because this is life-changing stuff. This is life-changing. You watch Eric Svensson, you watch how, in this interview, watch how he sees the season change and takes epic advantage of that change, doesn't do the Sloth, sit in the car and keep going, instead changes his ways and does it. You ready, Dave?
I am, Matt Kelly, because I want viewers to look out. We're going to make 2 points at the interview short. This is textbook samurai technique for being aware of the season, avoiding the sucker punch. Matt Kelly, let's roll the interview with
So welcome to the show, one of the LOP's main samurai, Eric Svensson. How you doing over there, brother? You're in California today.
Yes, Santa Barbara.
Awesome. And the weather's sunny out.
Yes, it's been a little gloomy the last couple of weeks, but man, it's nice today.
And shaping up for a prime summer, I hear.
Yes,
Man,
very much so.
Can I ask you a question? How does let's think about the whole experience. How does that differ from living in Phoenix? What's the vibe you get there?
Oh, well, first off, I'm not in school right now, so out for the summer, so that's a big free weight off my shoulders.
Yeah, for sure.
Was that definitely put a little dent in my completing all the goals from,
for sure.
When was that, April? Was it April?
It was late March, wasn't it?
Late March, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
For those viewers of the LOP who are maybe just tuned in now, we caught up with Eric back in late March when he was at the... Matt Kelly was actually over at the US of A and managed to stop in at the University of Arizona and catch up with Eric. And so on that particular day, and in the days after, Eric set some goals for himself, and now we're 3 months on, and it's been raining for you, Ida the Sven.
Yeah, it has. Did you want to talk about those? Or?
Yeah, maybe could just share with us what things you, like 3 months ago, what were the things that you set out to do? What was like, this would be outrageous. This is my path. So
I had a couple here. One of them was get my mile run down to 6 minutes. That definitely got stopped pretty quick. I had some plantar fasciitis on my first couple runs.
Damn.
And then also one thing that ended up being way larger than I expected was my GPA goal, to keep my GPA at the same level, which I actually raised by 0.05.
Sweet.
But
Awesome. That still counts.
Got to be happy with that.
Yeah. So that was completed, but it definitely took a lot more time than I expected. Finals. Whew.
Yeah.
Another one was record 4 songs, which I did. I recorded 6 songs.
Are you gonna share them with us?
Oh, yeah, possibly. They're definitely rough. They're definitely rough right now. But I will definitely post that up.
Yeah, let's
do it. That's awesome.
Let's link that on the LOP Facebook.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's going right away. Another one was 2 backpacking trips. Did a lot of hiking, but I was unable to do backpacking trips because I had to work on weekends, which is when I was planning on backpacking. So I'm definitely doing. I got my backpack here. Definitely doing some out here in Cali. It's gonna be sweet.
Cool.
Another one was I was setting up this online store
Yeah.
for
Yes. Yeah.
merchandise and stuff, and that just got put on hold due to the company that I was doing it for. So still waiting on that, but I definitely want to. I'm starting to research a newsletter. Start a newsletter about
Great.
living more sustainably.
Great.
Awesome.
Big niche. Big niche.
So yes, that will be posted up as well. Hopefully within the next week. So.
Oh, awesome.
So, Eric, what I'm really interested in is, as you went, like you set yourself all these targets back in late March, and from there to now, what were some of the key sloth challenges that you faced? Like, when did the sloth come in? What were some of the big ones that you were like, holy damn, that's a big sloth? What can I do here?
Definitely the school side of things, how that goal kind of inflated over all others.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed was a month is kind of a long period of time. So from then on, I started setting 2-week goals instead of a month.
Great.
Because it's easier to focus on the specific
On a
things.
shorter time.
So
That's a great point. That's chunking down the goals.
Exactly.
That's an awesome point.
Exactly. You know, what I actually do, Eric, is because 2 weeks doesn't work for me and a month is too big, I go down to a week. And the point to note here for all the viewers is that it's whatever works for you. Like, some people can deal with that month. Like, Eda the Sven prefers 2 weeks. I prefer 1 week. You know, Matt Kelly might prefer a day or 2 days. It's you work with the chunk that you can work with.
Exactly.
That's very strong.
So how did you deal with the sloth? So you dealt with the sloth by chunking down the goals, and you found it more manageable. Did that defeat sloth, or did you have to pull out other stops?
Another thing that helped me was because I had 6 different goals, and it's nice to have those in the mind. But for the 2-week periods, or 1 week, or a day, or whatever you do, it's good to have like 1 or 2 just focuses, because otherwise it just what do I do next? What step do I take? You want to be really focused on the one you want the most, or the most important thing.
Absolutely, and that's a key point. Is one of the big plays of sloth is to just go. All right, you want these things? Well, there you go. Deal with it. Deal with it. And a lot of people are just.
It's overwhelm. I can't handle that. There's too much going on at once.
Yeah.
And because you've got all of these awesome things you want to do, so you get clouded and foggy, and it's really hard to push through. So awesome facts there of breaking it down and literally just laser focus. Laser focus. I love it.
And then if you don't achieve all your goals, it's really easy to get discouraged. So definitely small goals and frequent milestones.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think we talked about that a little bit last time.
But absolutely.
Exactly. Like how do you run 100 miles? Well, you take 1 step, and then you take another step. And you keep taking steps until you finish. Yeah. And that's exactly.
What did you run? 100 kilometers?
Yeah, 100 kilometers through the Blue Mountains. And that was my motto when I started. Take 1 step, and then take another step, and then if you don't feel like running anymore because you got a long way to go, just take 1 more step.
Yeah.
And then nearly 20 hours later, it was over.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's great. So, all right. So throughout the last 3 months, you've done some pretty cool stuff. Like, you've moved from Arizona over to California. You're working by the beach or the poolside now.
Yes, a pool nearly on the beach.
Awesome.
So-
Pool by the
It
beach.
counts. It counts.
That's what we
Yeah.
like.
yeah.
Enjoying the summer. About to do a triathlon.
Yes.
Going to
Yeah.
Spain very shortly.
Yes.
Which
And
of
August.
in August? I'm
Yeah.
just curious. Which of your samurai achievements are you most proud of? And you can
Well-
say all of them.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy about where I'm at right now, for
Yeah.
sure. Man, just chilling by the pool, guarding some lives, and just getting back into working out.
Mm.
It was a long stall there with training, and oh man, it's a huge difference.
And tell us what it's like now. What sort of massive changes have you made in your training program?
Well, I think I talked about this. I swam for ASU for
Yes.
about 9 months,
Mm.
and was training with the team really intensely. I gained like 15 pounds and cut all kinds of body fat, and then I just stopped one day. They moved me off the team we won't go into that, but I wasn't doing anything bad.
Yeah.
Just the training. Anyways, what was I just saying? So I just stopped working out altogether.
Mm. But now what's
and
it like?
Now I've been, doing something every day,
Mm.
whether it be running, biking, swimming, weight training, hiking. Yeah, mostly 2 things a day.
Yeah.
So-
How good's that?
Yeah, feels great. Lots of stretching too.
And what would you say? So you've picked up a heap of fitness. You're about to do a sprint triathlon very shortly. How does that affect your ability to defeat Sloth?
It just gives your mind such an edge when you're
It's like,
in shape.
it's almost like
Yeah.
whited. He's like, that's right.
Where's the Sloth?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even remember what that guy looks like.
Yeah.
Funny.
It just, when you're moving towards your goals, you just have the momentum to just,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's kind of hard to explain, you just gotta, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's very true. Like that's one thing that we hold very true on the LOP is get the physical fitness, get that energy and the body that can defeat Sloth at any moment.
Yeah.
You know, like you want to be able to wake up and off 15 minutes sleep, be able to just like karate kick
Yeah.
anyone that comes near you.
Yeah.
Any sloth. You can of course welcome other samurai to come and hang with you. But that's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. So, all right, what's next for Edith Sven? What are the grand plans? You got the triathlon, and then
Yeah, the triathlon, July 29th, and I'm really excited for that. I miss competition. It's gonna be awesome. And then after that, just set my sights on another triathlon or
and
race.
tell us about Spain. Is that for
Yes.
business or pleasure, or both?
That is for pleasure / education.
Okay,
Oh, nice.
Very good.
So it's study abroad.
Okay.
So I'm going to be taking classes in Barcelona.
all right,
Uh,
all right.
A good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
How good's that? So
Yeah.
how long will you be in Spain for?
From August to December, the end of December.
Wow.
Mm.
That's great.
And yeah, it's going to be great to get out of Arizona, and I don't know anyone that's going, so
Great.
just a fresh slate.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Eric, I've just got to ask you another question. Like before, when we talked to you back in March when you're at Arizona State, and you set out what you wanted to do in the future, did you have any fears about that? Did you like look at your goals and just go, oh, like that one's going to be tough, or that's going to be, I don't know if I can
Yeah.
do that? What were some of the things going through your head?
Well, let's see here.
Which was your toughest mission?
It would be the GPA
Yeah.
grades. Just because I just forgot how much time it takes to study for finals, and then
Right.
and then it was definitely a little discouraging not seeing progress in the running goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, what exactly was the question again?
Just, I wanted to know. I was very interested to know what, like, you set some goals, and was there any thoughts going through your head? Oh, this will be super tough.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it is with other people, but for me, there was not a lot, but sometimes the sloth, just self-doubt that you can do it and that you're gonna fuck up or whatever, and especially with finals, and I mean any goal really. Once it comes down to the point when you need to perform or whatever, there's always the nervousness that something's gonna happen or you're gonna screw up or whatever.
And what would you?
So that was big.
And what would you say? What would you say to people that are maybe the viewers that are thinking about making a change or thinking about going for something that's bigger than what they've done before? It's a really big goal. What would you say to them if they're like sort of standing on the edge of the mountain, looking over, going, "Should I jump?"
Yeah. It's.
What would you say?
You always got to
keep
you got to keep the final goal in mind, but at the same time, you need to be present in the moment, because that's all there is, and you need to just take it step by step and not get intimidated by
the bigness of it.
How big it feels, even though it may not even be it probably isn't as hard as you think.
Very true. Wow. Very true. Very true. That's very profound advice, Eat of the Sven. Kelly, live in the moment and take one step at a time.
In the moment. Look at the hole. Yeah. Don't get scared by it. It might look huge on the outside, but once you take that first step, it's even smaller. Smaller again, smaller again. It's that momentum that keeps you going.
Yeah, it sounds really cliche, but that's really how it is.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
Awesome.
Absolutely. All right, Eat of the Sven, Matt Kelly, do you have any other questions for the main man?
I'm just excited from like coming into your university campus and seeing you there to seeing you right now. You look like fresh, excited, like just like happy to be alive, and that's freaking awesome. It's awesome to catch up again and see that you're still rocking it and still planning big things, because that's what it's all about, man. Like accomplish one thing and move on to the next, and that's what you're doing. And that is badass.
That is very badass.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, well, Eat of the Sven, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Matt Kelly.
Absolutely.
We'll catch up with you soon, big fella. Take it easy.
So, welcome back from the Eat of the Sven interview. Now, Matt Kelly, that was great, and I do want to thank Eat of the Sven for taking the time out of his day. Thank you so much, brother. Great to catch up with you. I know you were very busy in enjoying yourself, working poolside, living the dream. So, thank you for that, big fella. Two key points where I just want to highlight how Eat of the Sven has been avoiding the sucker punch and how he knows. First, is in regards to, so you might have heard Eat of the Sven talk about how he was studying and he wanted to raise his GPA, right? And that was tough for him. Like he was like, yeah, I really got to put in. Like this is hard work. So he was over there in Arizona. Working hard, right? He was working hard. He was in the season of work. All right?
And all the other things that he wanted, right? So they all took a back seat because he was like, damn, like the samurai right now has to work to get that result. I have to be committed. I have to attack this. The sloth would stop me from doing that. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to do it.
And as he said, there was sloth coming into the play. The sloth was coming in and he was like, whoa, this is actually harder than I thought. I'm going to have to step it up again. Yeah. And he did that. And he got the result that he wanted. He bumped his GPA up. Then, masterfully, Matt Kelly, this is textbook living outrageously, textbook certified samurai work. He knew that after working so hard, it would be a change of season. And with the change of season, he decided to go. Is it Santa Barbara he went to?
It is indeed. It is indeed California.
He went to California. Now, let's look at what he's doing in California. So he got himself a job in a pool as a lifeguard. The pool is by the beach, right? So he's enjoying himself. He's earning money. And so this is the season of recuperation. Okay? The season of recuperation. Now, if we look to what he's moving towards, what the next season is, it was to study abroad. Right? Now, interesting point here. Okay, interesting point. So he was, you might say, on first glance, it seems simple, Matt Kelly. He studied, he's having a rest, and he's studying again. He's studying again. Yeah, well, hold on. He's actually studying abroad. So if you're a LOP Samurai and you subscribe to the Samurai Code, which was in the past episode, and one of your values is travel, like Matt Kelly, put your hand up if you like to travel. Amen, brother. Thank you.
The experiences you get out of traveling are unparalleled. There are certain things that you get out of that you can't get any other way. And as we clearly defined in the Samurai Code, it is a massive value to the samurai. A massive value. It is fuel. It is fuel. It is sharpening the sword when the samurai experiences that atmosphere of going out there and seeing something new.
Absolutely. Traveling is a requirement of living. So
yes.
The beautiful thing about what Svensson has done is he was studying and then he went for the season of rest. And then when it was time to go back to the season of work, he was like, hold on, I can do this better.
Yes.
I can do this better. I can travel and study. Tick.
How's that for
awesome,
experience?
Samurai. Take that, Sloth. I love that. I love that.
So valuable.
It's simple. It's simple, but I've got to give it to him. He identified the season. Okay, so we had some Sloth interference there, but it's all good, Matt Kelly. We're back in action.
We are.
So the great thing, and we've already said it, the great thing is he is in the season of rest now, but he's already anticipating the next season. The perfect way to avoid the sucker punch. I just love that, Matt Kelly. Now, the second point that I want to make about the E to the Sven interview is that, so while he was back in Arizona and studying, he may not have had as much time to focus on his fitness and adventure-related goals. The season changed. He's now in California. He recognized now is the time to make some stuff happen. Get me into a sprint triathlon. I'm training.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yep. Oh, man, what was Eric doing after our interview? He was going hiking. That afternoon, he was going on a hiking adventure because he hadn't done that yet and he wanted to do it and he was gone. He was gone. It was on the list. He had to do it. He was gone.
I love it, Matt Kelly. So here is a guy that is maximizing his samurai, destroying Sloth, and completely avoiding sucker punches.
Yeah. Listen, the guy clearly has very articulately gone, that is a change of season. Okay, study. I need to study. Study now has become the number one thing for me. I have to do this and I have to nail it. Do it. And, okay, what now? Okay? Now there's time for that season of recuperation of like, you know what? I need to get out of here. I need to go to a place that I love, and I have to start attacking the key needs. Those I have to go and do that hang on the beach, hang by the pool, get paid for it, awesome. And then I have to go hiking and go do my sprint triathlon. Awesome. When that season changes, man, what a turnaround. It's going and studying abroad. That is a huge turnaround. That's like another complete pivot. And he's like, okay, that's what I'm doing. He's not getting caught up in the same way that he's done things all the way along. He's identified the change of season and attacked it in a different way each time. Talk about driving the car down the road. He could have just stayed. You know what Eric could have done? Eric could have stayed in Arizona the whole time. It would have been comfortable. It would have been easy. It would have been cheap. He wouldn't have had to do anything. He could just literally sat there and just driven on down in the car, down that narrow, slow road, and he would have gotten the hot dog at the end, and cool. But guess what? He wanted the experience, he wanted to samurai, and he wanted to live outrageously, and that is exactly what Eric is doing right now. Man, I'm so proud to have, to even know this guy, to be talking to him, to have these awesome samurai around us who literally go, oh, that's what I need to do right now. I'm going to go and make it happen. I don't even care. I'm going to make it happen. And he just does.
I love that, Matt Kelly. I love it. And I Ditto. Exactly what you said. I'm 100% behind it.
Awesome. It's so good.
So, if you want to avoid the sucker punch,
Yes.
if you want to avoid that moment where you wake up and look at your partner and your partner says to you, honey, we're getting a divorce, or when you turn up at your job and the boss says, you're fired, or where you have left your fitness for too long and you go to the doctor and the doctor says, yeah, you've got cancer. Here's some things that you can do to avoid the sucker punch. Matt Kelly, let's make it rain. So a couple of key questions and just one or two principles here. So first question. If winter is coming for you, what are you going to do? Are you going to snowboard and retire to your fireside Swiss chalet? Or are you going to be sleeping in your car, freezing, because your air conditioning does not work?
When winter comes, will you be aware of the change? Will you have scheduled the change so you can be doing what you want to be doing and not stuck where you would have been if you hadn't?
Great one to ponder, Matt Kelly. Great one to ponder. All right, here's another question. What season are you in? This is a big self-awareness question.
We're not talking about necessarily which season, which annual season are you in? Are you in summer, winter? No. This is about in your life. The period of time you're in right now. Where are you? What are you doing? What season is it for you specifically? Not for the people around you, for you.
That's right. And let's talk about a couple of examples, Matt Kelly. And you're the example man of the moment. So you can lead on. I'm just going to start us off. It might be the season for you. It might be the summer season where you just got to work your tail off. You know, you got to really work hard. You got to sweat. It's hot. It's hot outside. The sun's beating down. The pressure's on. But work. It's time to work. Or maybe if you're starting your own business.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dave, think entrepreneurial. Like, you might be in that startup phase where you're doing the 18 to 20-hour days, right? And you know that if you stop, man, that business doesn't get built. That website never goes live. You know, that book never gets written. If you stop, it doesn't happen. Man, you might be in that season of epic commitment to the goal.
Or have you already built a website and built the back end and built the systems, and now it's time to enjoy a little bit of sugar. Take a few trips, maybe order that Alaskan king crab direct to your house.
There you go. Yeah, these are the people they've done it tough. You've worked hard. You've literally you've just finished that last season, and you're in that transitional phase to the next season. Man, that is all about sit back, relax. You did it well, and you know what? In the back of your mind, you're sort of just planning the next one because you know that the next season's coming, and you don't want to be sitting around doing nothing for the rest of your life. You might, but most samurai, I would argue, probably don't. So you're already planning the next adventure. Could be the next business, could be the next adventure, it could be like I'm gonna go and build my beachfront mansion. Awesome. If that's the next thing if that's your next season, you're already in the back of your head. The wheels are already going because you don't want to get blindsided when the change comes and you're still sitting on that beach. And guess what, Dave? I would argue the worst thing when you're sitting on a beach and you get bored of it, man, you waited too long.
Yes.
You waited. If you're sitting on that beach and it's not fun anymore, and you're like, damn, I'm bored. Damn, I don't want to be here. Man, you've actually killed that experience for yourself. So you know what you've got to do? You've got to make the seasons change.
Yes. Beautiful point, Matt Kelly. I couldn't have said it better myself. Tim Ferriss has the great line out of his book, The 4-Hour Workweek. He said, sure, once you've set up your business and you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, by all means, go and enjoy the world. Go on Bari, go to Antarctica, ski in the Alps.
Yeah.
He said, but there's going to become a point, maybe 3 months, maybe 12 months' time, when you simply cannot sip another pina colada or take one more photo of a red-ass baboon.
There you go. Predict the season. Know what the change is going to be for you at that transition of that next season.
And you make a great point, Matt Kelly. And here's a great question for any viewer to ask themselves at any time, for any reason. And the question is, what would a samurai do here now?
Wow.
That is appropriate at any time. At any time. So,
It does not matter. Man, you know what? It doesn't even matter if you think you are at the peak of your samurai career. Still ask it. It doesn't matter if you're samuraiing Sloth everywhere you turn, you're samuraiing. Still ask a question. Because you could take it to another level. Maybe.
Brilliant, Matt Kelly. All right, we got one or two more questions here. And they're just sort of... The previous question that we had about what would the samurai do is just amazing and covers all. We may as well just stop the whole podcast right now because that is like the $1 billion question. Like that is the value right there. If you had to watch 1 second of this podcast, take out that question. Here's a couple more. Is it time to switch gears? Is it time to change the season? And you brought that up yourself, Matt Kelly. And the second question, what opportunities does the next season bring for you?
So
think about those.
Literally, yeah. Think about when the change happens, what am I going to do with that opportunity? What environment am I basically creating for myself so that when that change hits, I am as prepared as I could possibly be?
Yes.
Samurai tactics. This is awesome.
Man, this is deep stuff. Like, this is really profound. This is really profound. One key point, Matt Kelly, to make this quite simply, one key principle. In order to notice the season and the changing of the season, one thing is important. The samurai must live presently, must live in this moment.
Yes.
If you're living in a future moment, you won't notice the change of the season. You won't notice that the water temperature just started to heat up or just started to cool down. You won't have noticed that the wind is now blowing from the north instead of from the southeast. You won't have noticed, if you're in business, you won't have noticed that little change in legislation, that new product that a competitor has brought out. You won't notice that your girlfriend is now not doing the little things that she used to do for you. But if you do live presently, Matt Kelly, you will notice all of those things and more. Maybe I think we need to do a whole episode on living presently. Have we done one yet?
It's not to the extent that we need to. It is a very, very that is a samurai tactic to be able to do that. And let's face it, to be able to take the past, learn from it, and move on, right? Take the lessons, but don't live in it, and to be able to sit there and predict the future, but not ignore the present. There's a massive balance there, and that is awesome, man. That is so good when you master that. That is so valuable. There's definitely a future episode coming on that. Definitely.
Absolutely. We must do that, Matt Kelly, because many of my clients, that's their problem, man, is they're not living in the moment. That's it. You know? That is it. They get on the phone and they talk to me and I'm just like, live in the moment. That's it. One line. Change their whole life. All right, Matt Kelly, this has been an amazing episode. Very, very happy with it. There's so much value here. So much value. Yeah. Dude, let's wrap things up with, man, get yourself samurai gear.
livingoutrageously.com. Click on the store link in the top left-hand corner or the big ad at the right-hand corner as you scroll down. Listen, it is the samurai. It is, you know what? It is part of the samurai code. The samurai wears a freaking uniform, and the uniform samurai wears, if you are not wearing a legitimate samurai outfit, then, which I would also accept that is very samurai to do that, and that's pretty badass. So if you want to do that, that's actually pretty cool, and take a photo and Facebook it to us. Otherwise, go to the store and seriously hook yourself up, because if you do it before the end of June, you will still get the discount, and that's awesome.
Matt Kelly, great episode. High five to you and the viewers. There's nothing much left to say except you won't let the sloth win, will you? My name's Dave Thompson. That's Matt the freaking Kelly, and we will catch you on the other side.
Peace out, everyone.